Hello, welcome back to our piano class. The last time we did introduction to the piano, we learned about the piano layout and also the musical notations. We identified the notes in both the natural keys and the accidentals. All right. So let's take a short quiz. Okay. So I'll press and you tell me the name of the note. Okay. So what is the name of this note? Yes, this is F. Okay. So what of this one? That's D, correct. Okay. Yeah, this is so this one is simple. You should know it. Yes. So that's A. All right. So let's take a last one. The name of this note. Be fast. Okay. So that's C sharp or D flat. Okay. Yes. If you know, you know. All right. So if you still have issues with identifying the musical notes, you can find that in our second lesson. All right. Let's zoom to scales. Now we know where to identify the musical notes, all the 12 musical notes. Okay. So what is a scale? Some may ask. We say that scales are specific patterns of intervals. So when we say interval is the distance between two notes. Say you are on A. Okay, let's say A and C. Let's say B for the meantime. So A and B, if you want to know the distance between them, we use what we call the steps we learned the other time. Okay? Yeah, we use the steps to, yes, determine the interval. Okay? So in other words, intervals are like the steps. So if you are on A and B, I'm playing this note together. The interval here, we will start counting them in steps. So let's see. So this will be half step to this black note. That's the A sharp, from A to A sharp. Then another half step from A sharp toward B, giving us half plus half, which is what? 1. So from A to B, the interval is what? A whole step. It is what? 1. You get it? So that's basically what interval is. All right? So let's go back to the definition of our scale. Okay? So scales are specific patterns of intervals that produce or that generate a mood or distinct sound. So it's a pattern of whole and half steps that gives distinct what? Sound or mood. There are so many types of scales, okay? But for the purpose of this series, we'll talk of only 2. All right. So we'll talk of the major and the minor, the minor scales. All right. Yes, I know you've heard of this common thing. Anytime we talk of music, you hear people say, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Yes. So anytime you hear that, the tonic so far, it is a scale. Okay? It's a scale. And today we will learn how that scale was generated. Okay? All right. So let's take them one by one. Again, scales are specific patterns of intervals, or they are specific patterns of what? Whole and what? Half steps. Okay? So let's look here. It means that all the types of scales. So let me write some few types of scales. We have the major, as I said. We have the minor. We have pentatonic. We have chromatic. All right, so let's do chromatic scale. All right. We have pentatonic. Okay. So for pentatonic, we have the minor and major pentatonic scale. Hello? Yeah, sorry. So we have the major and minor pentatonic scale. Yeah, we will get there. But for the purpose of the class, we will just tackle these two. But I'll teach you this one too. The chromatic scale. So chromatic scale simply means you are playing all the 12 musical notes, okay? Regardless of where you stand. All right. So let's say you want to play, let's start from C and you want to play a chromatic scale. You are just playing both the natural and accidental keys, okay? So C chromatic scale is this. All right. So basically that's what chromatic scale is. All right. So that's chromatic. All right. So these are the types, but let's take the ones we are going to tackle. Let's take them one by one. So let's do major scale. Okay. Yes. The pattern for major scale is the key you want to play will come first. The key. For the sake of my board, I will just write K for key. You first of all stand on your key. Then you move a whole step. Okay? A whole step. So I'll write W for a whole step. Then you move another whole step. So you stand on the key. You go a whole step, a whole step. Then you move what? A half step. Then you move another whole step, another whole step, then another whole step. You are done. But let's add a half step. Okay? So this is how come we were able to get the major scale. We said a scale is in specific pattern of half and whole steps. So for major scale, this is the pattern. Okay? So you stand on the key you want to play. So let's say we want to play the key of C. Okay? This note, you want to play C. So let's write. So it is C. So this is C. So if we move a whole step of C, where would we go? So a whole step is moving key. We are moving it 2 half steps. So half step, half step. So we would have this note. That's D. So let's write D. Then we move another whole step. So we skip this because it is half. Then we come to this note, making what? So it is D, then E. Okay. So E is here. Then we move to a half step. So the half step will be this one. We said every step you make on the keyboard, every immediate step, the closest step you make is what? Half. All right, so this one, the next key is this one, so it is half. So we write F. Okay, so we are here. So let's go to the next key. So the next key will be whole step. So let's move from here to here. So it will be G. Another whole step. That will be what? A. Another whole step. That will be what? B. Then half step. That will be what? C. All right. So let me complete it. So that's major scale. Okay? So for major scale, the formula, or they say the pattern, is key, whole step, half step, whole step, half step. Key, whole step, half step, whole step, half step. Okay, so let's play the notes whilst we recite the pattern. Okay, so it is key, whole step, half step, whole step, half step. Okay, so note the major scale we just played or generated is the solfege we've been singing, the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Okay, so I'm going to write them down for you. So this is the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Okay, so let's see. This is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay, so let's see if it makes sense. So it is the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Okay, so now we know how to generate major scales. Okay, let's take another note, another key. So what we've just generated is the scale for C, the key of C. Okay, all right. So it's for the key of C. So in the key of C, this is how we play do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do in the key of C. All right. So this is how you should take it. Okay, when you are playing in keys, okay, we have 12 keys. Take the keys as languages, like C to be languages. Okay, like knowing how to speak in different languages. Okay, so playing a scale is like knowing the syllables in what? A language. Okay, in every language they have their own alphabet. So in the key of C, we have A, B, C. We have the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. This is how we play do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do in the key of C. When we go to in the key of B flat, this note, it has its own way of playing the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. It's the same thing. So it's going to be do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Okay? You understand? In the key of F, it's going to be do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Okay? The same thing. So let's do that for another key. Let's try and generate the solfege or the major scale for another key. Let's say A major scale. So let's do A major scale. Again, we set the pattern for the scale, for major scale, is the key you want to play, whole step, half. Then whole step, then you bring another half. So key, 2 whole step half, 3 whole step half. Simple. So easy. So let's try that for the key of A. Pardon me. So the key of A. So always the K is your key. So you write A. So this is A. Okay. So how do we generate the So first, the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do in the key of A. We use this pattern, the pattern of intervals. So for major scales, they have a specific pattern of intervals. And we say the intervals are the half and whole step. You see how I'm saying this thing over and over and over again. It's very important, please. So take note. All right. So the key is A. So let's move. So if this is A, what will be the whole step? The whole step will be what? B. So this is B. What will be our whole step here? So from B, what will be the whole step? So it is half plus another half. So it becomes what? C sharp. All right. Then we move to the half step. So the half step will be what? D. So from D, you move a whole step. What will be the whole step? It will be E. Another whole step. So half plus half is whole. So that will be what? F sharp. All right. So another whole step. So we are here. A whole step will be half plus half. So that will be what? G sharp. I can't write on the black keys, so guys should just manage. Then we move to the half step. That will be A. So in the key of A, this is the sol first, or this is the major scale. The major scale is A, B, C sharp. So A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, and what? A. So this is the A. So that's the key of A. Key A. You get it? So A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, and what? A. So now we know how to generate the major scale in all the 12 keys. Okay? So in the key of A again, key, whole step, half. Whole step, half. Okay? All right. I'll generate another scale, major scale, but this time on an accidental or a black key. C sharp. So let's see how we are going to generate the scale, the major scale for C sharp. All right. So in the key of C sharp, so this is the C sharp. We stand on the C sharp. Let's write our key. Always it's C sharp. Then we move what? A whole step. So this C sharp, a whole step will be half plus half. That's 1. So that will be a whole step. So a whole step is what? E flat or D sharp. Let me write D sharp for the sake of this class. So it will be what? D sharp. So C sharp. So because we are doing key, whole step, a key, half plus half, that will be a whole step. So that will be D sharp. Then you move another whole step. So it will be half plus half again. So that's F. Okay. Then we move on to a half step. So from here, half step will be what? F sharp. From the F sharp, a whole step will be what? G sharp. G sharp, then another, that will be what? A sharp. So key, whole step, half, whole step, another whole step. So this whole step, let's move on to another whole step. So half plus half, that will be C. Then a half step again will be what? C sharp. Okay? All right. So let's cross check and see if everything is correct. So in the key of C sharp, our major scale will be C sharp. So that will be the key, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. So let's see if our do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do is correct. So let's see. So it do, re, mi. So do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So that's the major key for you. Okay. So that will be that for the major scale. Okay. All right. So please, I encourage you all to take your time and use this pattern I'm teaching you to learn the skills for all the